And today is currently 12:17 p.m. on a wonderful Sunday afternoon. I'm going to give you guys a nice update working while I'm working, right? So let's get to it. I'm going to give you guys the reason why I believe that the crypto market is crashing, or the reason, and these are reasons with an S, right? It's not just one reason, but it's a lot of this one reason that I'm going to recall and name. A lot of people aren't talking about because they don't understand how the business cycle works and how money works, right? So let's get into it. I'm Crypto Doe once again, and I'm here to share everything I know with you guys, so together we can go further than Wells Fargo. Let me give you a market update. What is good? The Moto King said, "What's good? What's going on? You know we always gonna be safe. We know we always gonna be safe." So I wanted to talk about why the markets are crashing, right? Let's just talk crypto. Now, crypto to me, Bitcoin is at 108,000. Last time I checked, we wicked down to 103, right? 103,000. I told you guys that it's a potential that we may break $100,000. We have a CME gap between $88,000 to $92,000. That's just what it is, right? The Moto King said, "Glad to hear and thanks for all of the content." I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, the Moto King. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I always see you tune on in, so I appreciate it. So, like I say, I did some charting on TradingView. I gave you guys my charting. I put it up in the post, letting you guys know. And I've been saying it a while ago. Bitcoin can break 100,000. It's still on the table. It's not how I feel. I don't want it to break 100,000, but it is what it is. I can only be real. Another reason why the market is failing to me, or has crashed, right, is private credit market. People don't understand the private credit market. You got public credit where you go get a loan and XYZ, and it's documented, right? You also got something called private credit, right? Private credit is what the big boys do. You don't really know how much money they getting. They getting tens of thousands of millions of dollars. They're putting a pause on that right now. What people don't understand, that mostly crypto is backed by private credits. Let me repeat. Most cryptos, HBARs, the XRPs, everything is backed by mostly private credit, because you're talking millions of dollars. Millions of dollars, right? That's the first thing. You're talking millions of dollars. CJ Woods 1261 said, "What's up? What's going on?" Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. That's all I can ask. I got a few people in here. I don't see hit that like button for me. At Noah IKZ said, "Hey, what's going on?" Tyler X1V3, if I give you a shout out, hit that like button for me. Said, "Hey, what's going on?" Unserious 96 AF said, "Real rich people like myself don't need credit." Yeah, well, I beg to differ. Mostly rich people use credit. Think about it. Mostly rich people use credit to their benefit. Oh yes. Oh yes. The more money you get, you want to leverage credit. Leverage is the thing. This is why. Because every rich person know, or at least the elite of the riches, the richest of the richest know, and I kind of know this myself, can't nobody make more money than the machine. Nobody can make more money than they are printing. Is that correct to say? So if you understand that, you have to learn how to use the money that they're printing, right, to your advantage. Just that simple. Hence the word leverage. It's just that simple. Look at, for example, look at Elon Musk, right? Supposed to be one of the world's richest men. Most of his money come from what? Government contracts. He understands how to use leverage. He's leveraging the government. Who prints the money? The government. You know, so I beg to differ with that. Millionaires, billionaires, they learn how to use leverage credit to their benefit. I'm not saying use it and it's not in your favor, your interest. No. They're using millions and billions of dollars credit lines. Look at Robert Kiyosaki, for example. You have to learn how to use debt, because guess what? The United States is considered a debted economy. If you don't know how to use debt, how can you make as much money as you think you're gonna make? It won't make any sense when you really think about it. So you gotta learn how to use the money that they print, because like I say, ain't no one's bigger than the program, and no one makes more money than they're printing. No one. I haven't found anyone yet. Even the greatest of the greatest, right? That's just my take on it. Tyler Barshay 15 said, okay, hold on. Unserious said, okay, why do billionaires get loans? Like, why? Just sell the stock and get the billions. Why need a loan to save money? Doesn't make sense to me at all. Well, it makes sense to me, because why would they touch their money? Same thing as stocks. They're gonna keep their stocks in their portfolio and borrow against their stock. It's the same thing as money. Billionaires do the same thing. That's why they billionaires, because they know how to leverage money. I'm being serious here. I can only be serious here. You know? So that's just a little financial education to me. Learn how to leverage debt. Learn how to use money. Learn how to get government grants. Learn how to use the government to your advantage. You have to. You got to do business with them. You don't have to like them. Oh, yes. But if you want to pass certain threshold, you're going to have to do some business with them. You got to. So anyway, back on the topic, private credit, right? Most of these companies, most of these startups, most of these big companies, they're using private credit. The private credit market right now, right, is on hold. It's on freeze. That's going to tank the market. Guess who's going to have to come in? Can somebody say Jerome Powell? Jerome Powell going to have to come in again. Right? Y'all got to remember, this is a machine. They just put on and off buttons. It's like switches. They're electricians. They put on and off to control the entire market. That's why I don't really worry about these things. It's like, if they want something to change, you know what? They're just going to push the button to change it. Obviously, they don't want it to change right now. At the end of this month, what's going to happen October 29th, right? Another rate cut. October 29th is another what? Rate cut. So what does that mean? They're printing and injecting more money inside of the system, correct? So if they're printing and injecting more money inside of the system, I expect crypto to go up. Now, I was doing some charting last night, and I had, if Bitcoin, based on the business cycle, it's stating that Bitcoin can go up to 150,000. XRP $4 to $5. SUI maybe $300-400. Right? Then we're gonna have the altcoins to do the blowout top. The way I see it is, and this is just a projection, right? By November, the market, Bitcoin is gonna start falling. Altcoin season is gonna skyrocket. Let's just say by December 20th, right? I may be out my positions according to the market. I'm gonna keep you guys informed though, but I may be out my position, because the way I see it is, right? Some people are calling for an extended cycle. I don't really see it being an extended cycle yet. I think we're still going to be in a 4-year cycle. I think Bitcoin can still come down. I think Bitcoin can still break 100,000 and maybe go to 75. 75 is on the table. It is on the table. A lot of people say Bitcoin won't go down to beneath 100,000. I kind of beg to differ. You know, if we go up to 200,000, which I'm trying to see how we're going to get there, you know, But most of my money is banking on, I already have Bitcoin. Most of my money is banking on these altcoins. People say the altcoin season is going to be over. It's never going to start. No, I think the altcoin season will start in November, probably mid-November. We probably got 30 days, 30 to 60 days. And then it's going to be all over. Then it's going to be all over. So on that note, I'm just giving you guys an update on the market and what I see it to be and why the market is crashing. You got the Trump, Bok, the chicken taco, the taco thing where he's going back and forth, knowing he can't really do nothing with China. The United States and China are in bed together. It's all a front. It's all a game. It's to me, to bring out the narrative to make it seem as if there's really an issue. But I look at it as if there's really not an issue. There's not an issue. The United States needs China just as much as China needs the United States. It's just that simple. You can't tariff somebody 100% when they the one that got 50% of the cargo. It just wouldn't make sense. You might want to be on negotiation tactics. But to me, that slows the market down and gives you another opportunity to buy. So it all depends on how you look at it. You can look at it as an optimistic point of view or a pessimistic point of view. It's on you, right? I look at it as being an optimist. I look at it as being a bit optimistic because you get another chance to buy. You get another chance to buy. Maybe buy some Zora, right? I've been doing well on my Zora. Maybe buy some there's a lot of things, right? Maybe buy some BitTensor Tile. There's a lot of things you can think about buying right now. VeChain, VeThor, just to name a few, some DeFi, some GameFi. All these things will take off. Some AI, right? Some AI robotic tokens or technologies. You know, so all of these things will, in fact, to me, eventually take off. Right? That's just how I see it. Now, with that being said, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. That's all I ask. I'm Crypto Doe once again, giving you guys an update on the market and what I see. Like I said, at the end of the month, this month, we're going to have another rate cut, which means that inflation is going to be at your front door, which means if everything is inflated, which means that your crypto should be inflated as well. That's another thing. That's a positive catalyst for crypto, but not so positive for cash holders, right? Gold and silver to me is going to still begin to, I think they're going to have a pullback and then another takeoff. I got gold at the end of the decade being $6,000 to $10,000, right? So it's good to get you some gold. It's good to get you some silver, right? Good to get you some gold, good to get you some silver. XRP right now, as far as support, it can go down beneath $2 again. Remember, it wicked at $1.25 on that big liquidation. So XRP can actually still go down and then bounce back up. That's just how I see it. I still think that it's going to be an altcoin season. And they're just shaking as much people out as they possibly can, right? And a lot of people have been shaken out. A lot of retail investors, they're flat broke right now. You know, they spent all their money on a certain thing. So with that being said, hopefully you have some money on the side that you can invest, or if you already have your bags packed, hopefully you didn't sell. Hopefully they didn't scare you out the market, right? That's the only thing I could say. On that note, put on your seatbelts once again. This is Crypto Doe once again. It is time to take off in 5, 4,